Now, guys, going into that season, there were a lot of question marks. You were coming in a little bit as an underdog. Joe, your first year. Joe Torre's first year. Tino Martinez, new to it all. And guess what? These Yankees fans, they wanted to see some of those old faces out there as well. You didn't have the easiest time kind of getting into the mix of things as far as the fans are concerned.
Yeah, it was difficult because there were, I was replacing Mike Stanley. This guy took care of me. He really did. He went on the radio and was my biggest supporter and said I was here, for the pitching staff. And he kept reminding me because I got off to a slow start too, and it was really difficult. And Tino was replacing Don Mattingly, which was really, really difficult. And I remember Joe. I mean, the paper said clueless Joe. And here's the guy. It's a Hall of Fame manager. Was tremendous for this team, and it was just a lot of new faces, and people weren't used to the faces. And the one thing I learned about Yankee fans that year, my first year here, they're very loyal. And if you play well and play the game the right way, they are going to pull for you. So when Donnie left, Tino was an unknown. I was an unknown for Mike Stanley. And it took time for them to warm up to us, but once they did, it was great.
While so-called experts and analysts may have seen you guys as a question mark, it seemed like Torre from the beginning said to you guys, I think we can have something special there. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. I remember his first team meeting, and the thing about Joe that was so impressive is that he just had such an easy, calm hand about him. He said, I'm going to take care of the owner. That was first and foremost. Everybody knows about George Steinbrenner back in the day. So, I'm going to be the buffer. You can trust me. What we say in here stays in here. I've got your back. I'll never talk about you in the media. I'll never dog you. And then also, I'm going to let you police yourselves. He's going to let the veterans do what we do, cover ourselves, check ourselves. And then when Joe did step in and had a team meeting throughout the year, it was very effective. He didn't have a lot of them. But when he did, it was almost like the Godfather walking in saying, uh-oh, we're in trouble. We're gonna have a team meeting right now. And,
we did something now.
Yeah, what did we do? But he didn't have them often, but when he did, they were really effective.
Well, we're going to rewind back to April 30th, 1996. Huge home run out of you onto Utah Street. Do you remember how far that one away?
I remember it was off Arthur Rhodes, and I remember coming back and every once in a while you just guess a pitch, and you guess and everything goes right. Arthur Rhodes threw the ball hard, and Baltimore's a good place to hit. And I remember coming back and sitting down, and Doc Gooden kind of looked over me and said, wow, that was something. And it just kind of sunk in because it was, it's early in the end, it's first inning or something. So, there's highlights throughout the year, and believe me, that was fun. But, there were so many other things that helped us win that year.
Well, we'll talk about a highlight. Joe, Mother's Day, comeback win against the Chicago White Sox, a big 3 RBI double. Do you remember that?
No, I do not. I saw it on the board the other day, and I'm thinking, I did that? And I remember, though, one of the coldest games I ever remember playing was in Chicago in May.
Kevin Tapani pitched.
It was in May, and I think Andy was pitching, and Andy slipped, and we just had some things go wrong. I think it was a Friday night game, but I don't remember that. I saw that on the board. I don't remember the comeback. I don't remember any of that. Too many foul tips for me.
Were you impressed with yourself, though, when you saw it?
Yeah, I felt a little better about myself.
And David, of course, you coming back after having the aneurysm, that first game, the way you threw, could you ever have predicted or expected such a comeback out of yourself?
No, not at all. I think, I only made 2 rehab starts, and the night before, or the night of my last rehab start, Jimmy Key got hit by a line drive by Alex Rodriguez out in Seattle. It ricocheted off his pitching arm and went all the way to the right field wall, if I remember right. And we'd had a 12-game lead. It was already down to almost 2.5, and I said, that's it. I'm wasting bullets down here. Let me go up there. I can give him 4 or 5. I'll keep us in the game. And next thing you know, it's 7 innings and no-hit ball, and Torre's telling me, we can't send you back out there. And that was it. He made the right call, obviously, but I was just stunned that day. I was stunned that I'd gotten that far, that I'd thrown 7 no-hit innings, and that he was taking me out, too. Yeah. So I didn't know what to think. My head was spinning.